Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Uncle Jay Explains the News. Now here's the guy who helps little minds understand big news stories, Uncle Jay.
Hi, boys and girls. Well, there was a lot of news going on in the world this week. The NFL draft is pretty much over, but there's still some heavy players out there who are praying for that phone to ring. Some other members of the team got cut. They've pretty much always been playing for the other team anyway. Well, Uncle Jay's news word for this week is posture. Now, don't worry, Uncle Jay's not going to tell you to sit up straight. In the news, posture means something very different. It means people saying or doing things just to make themselves look good. For instance, Congress, once again, passed a law that everybody knows is never going to become law, just so they can say, well, we tried, keep voting for us, and we'll keep trying. It's like you saying, well, I tried to pass that English test, so you should give me an A. Some schools now, that'll probably work. I wish when I was a kid. Lots of other things in the news were also about posture. 8 presidential candidates had a big debate. They all flew to South Carolina. They all talked about how committed they are to the environment. Yeah, buddy. Saudi Arabia says they broke up a big terrorist plot just to show us how much they like us. And George Tenet's new book says that slam dunk thing was a misquote and that he didn't do his job nearly bad enough to deserve that Presidential Medal of Freedom. Of course, he hasn't returned it yet either. Now, some of the stories in the news actually were about posture. For instance, Richard Gere got in big trouble for not standing up straight. And Hugh Grant tried out for the Old England Patriots. Why was that photographer covering Hugh Grant? Was it a punishment? Was David Hasselhoff not available? President Bush bent over for cultural diversity. Kind of reminded us all about someone else who was back in the news last week. And Sheryl Crow wants us all to bend over. Uncle Jay's not going to go there. Instead, boys and girls, we're going to go to one of your news questions. This week it comes from Joyce in Birmingham. Hi, Joyce. Joyce writes, Dear Uncle Jay, I saw that story about a man who lost his job because of something called an escort service, and he got a massage. Are those things bad? Or is this one of those things where grown-ups use special words so I won't know they're talking dirty? Very perceptive, Joyce. Yes, adults do sometimes use certain words that keeps the kids from realizing that the adults were acting like kids or teenagers or rabbits. And it never works, does it? Well, boys and girls, send your news questions to Uncle Jay at UncleJayExplains.com. I'll see you next week when Uncle Jay explains the news. And remember, a good kid is good news.